Okay, so what we're going to do, like I said, is I'm going to get my camera on here. And I've got it under the screen. These are from your journal. And we're going to go through at least one of each type of problem, so you're not caught by surprise by the way the questions are asking them on Kahoot. So first question is, name 3 different angles in the diagram. So the first one is going to be this small one here. You have to say angle, put the symbol, EFG, or you can write GFE. As long as the F is in the middle, that's where the vertex has to be. A second one will be this other small one. And that's going to be angle GFH. Again, the vertex has to be in the middle. And then the third angle is the big one. So this one here on the outside is EFH. Notice that F is in the center each time. So that's how you name those 3 different angles. Second concept, find the indicated angle measure. This is called the angle addition postulate. And it just means that if you add this one here, which is 31, to this one here, which is 85, you will then get JKL. That's your big angle. So 31 plus 85, that's 116 degrees, and that's the answer, okay, to this first one. Now, if you're given, like on the second one, you're given that this big one is 91 and this smaller one is 69, then you would subtract instead. Third concept, when it says that UWX is a straight angle, that means it's 180 degrees, right? Total. So that means that this one here plus this one here is equal to 180. So this is where you would write an equation. You would do x plus 20 plus x equals 180. So you would solve it with your algebra. You get x equals 80. And it says find the angles. So even though you got x equals 80, that's this one here, you still have to get the other one. So x plus 20 is 100. So these are the answers that you will answer, not just x equals 20. So moving on, another couple symbols you're supposed to know are find CAD and BAD. Okay, so CAD is this small one, and BAD is this big one. And this symbol here means it's a right angle. So that means if you add this one together with this one, they equal 90 degrees. So you write an equation, 5x plus 57 plus x plus 15, and those are going to equal 90 degrees. And then again, you solve that with algebra. Another concept from this section was bisects. So remember, bisects means cuts in 2 equal parts. So what that tells you, this drawing's bad, but what that tells you is that this angle here is exactly the same as this angle here. So if this one is 92, then this one's also 92. That's what bisect means. Again, number 9, bisect, right here, means that these two are equal. So then you write an equation where they are equal. You'll solve for x. You'll get x equals an answer. And then you have to actually plug it back in to get the answer for this angle and plug it back in here to get the answer for this angle. And they should be the same because they are bisected. So any immediate questions on 1.5? You feel like you could do those on your own on a Kahoot? All right, great. Now we're going to look at 1.6. And some of these are just identifications. So again, we had vocabulary like adjacent and complementary. So you're going to name pairs here. You've got a picture. Adjacent means right up next to each other. They're sharing a ray. And complementary means two angles that add up to 90 degrees. So if I look at these pictures, I have to find two angles. Sorry, it's out of focus. Two angles that add up to 90 and they share a common ray. So the only one here that does that is this one here. Okay, and so your angles are SOT and TOP. Again, you could write it POT and TOS as long as O is in the middle. Those are the only two angles that meet those requirements. Now, the next one says non-adjacent. I'm going to use orange for this. Supplementary. So supplementary means it has to add up to 180. Slightly different. And non-adjacent means there's not together. So one possibility would be like, I need a 105 and a 75. So here is a 75. So that's ROQ. And here's a 105. That adds up to 180. MJL. That's one example. Now on Kahoot, there's more than one possibility, but on Kahoot, there will only be one. This is just a worksheet. Okay. So say number 3 tells me I have a complement. Okay, if two angles are complementary, then those two angles add up to 90. So if angle A plus angle B is 90, and I tell you this is 36, then you should be able to figure out angle B. That's complement. Supplement means 180. So it says these two angles add up to 180. So angle C plus angle D equals 180. And you're told that D is 117. So you find C. So those are very simple because you're just subtracting. These are a little more involved because you have to write an equation and solve it. So this again tells me that that's a right angle. So what that means is that I can write this angle plus this angle equals 90. So it looks like this. 10x plus 22 plus 7x plus 34 equals 90. And then you solve it by combining like terms. You get x, and then you have to plug it back in. The difference here is that this is a straight line. So instead of 90, it's going to add up to 180. So you write this plus this equals 180. So 6x minus 5 plus 12x plus 5 equals 180. And again, combine your like terms. Those will cancel out actually. This one's easy to solve. 18x equals 180. Divide both sides by 18. Then to find the angles, you take that 10 and you plug it back into here. So this would be 60 minus 5. That one's 55. And this would be 120 plus 5. So that's 125. And together they equal 180. So yay. I don't see any hands yet, so I'm going to keep going. The last part is you have to identify linear pairs and vertical angles. So vertical angles are directly across from each other. We'll start with linear pairs. Linear pairs are two angles that make a line. See, the word is right in it, line. So one linear pair is 1 and 4, because it said it wanted to do 4. So here's a linear pair. 1 and 4 makes a whole line. But another one that you could do is this way. So angle 1 and angle 2 also makes a linear pair. Again, on Kahoot, you'll only have one correct answer. Now, vertical angles, again, they're directly across from each other. So 1 and 3 are vertical angles. 2 and 4 are vertical angles. So there are more down here at the bottom. There's 5 and 8, 10 and 7, 9 and 6. I'm not going to list them all, but I will list the last one. Are 6 and 7 a linear pair? Does 6 and 7, when you add them together, do they make a straight line? No. And then, of course, on Kahoot, you don't have to explain, but I will expect to see the work on your paper. Again, you're not rushed. There's no rush, but you do have to finish all in one go. Make sure you use your real name, and then you're going to attach your work for your Kahoot onto the assignment. So I'm going to stop the recording now and take a look at you and see if you have any more specific questions. Stop. There we go.